My name is Chu Chu. I hold a number of different hats. My main full-time job is I work at a university in West London, looking after their academic experience. I'm also involved in What Matters, which is a really exciting new social enterprise, and I'm involved in the world of theatre production as well. In my theatre production company, or for my theatre production company, I think being black has really informed a lot of what's led to where I am today. Particularly growing up, I was in that position where I would go to the theatre but never really see myself represented. Probably maybe one black cast member. But actually I was like, surely it can't be just white stories that are the only things that we can tell in theatre. So I think for me it was always that when I would then see stuff like Dreamgirls, I would see stuff like Colour Purple and shows that were about prominent black stories and black characters. I was like, okay, so this is possible. And for me it was always a case of how can I now utilise my skills, how can I utilise my lived experience to make sure that experience that I had walking and seeing black people on a stage and thinking, yes, this is possible, yes, these doors can be opened, how can I use my experience to make sure that other people can walk into an auditorium and be like, yes, this is possible, I want to be part of this journey, I want to tell great stories. In terms of my work, I have always been about championing diversity at all levels and really championing diversity that matters. Looking at the industry, the entertainment industry at large in particular, where it's a pretty white industry. Now we're starting to see diversity a little bit, but not diversity at the levels that matters. So you'll have the actors who are diverse, but the people writing the scripts aren't diverse. The director's not diverse. The investors aren't diverse. The producers. But actually what we now start seeing is that even though we have black actors, the stories that we are having coming forward isn't representative or doesn't speak truthfully about our lived experience, because we don't have those people around the table writing, directing, producing, putting the money for those stories to be told. So for me, it's always been a case of making sure that I'm telling representative stories, diverse stories, but also breaking that glass ceiling, breaking down that barrier to increase diversity at all levels of the industry. So I would see myself as a creative producer, but I'm really keen to bring on writers, directors, investors, people who have the money to say, yes, we want to take a risk and champion this as well. So that's what my work has always been about. It's had its challenges, but I know that there's a greater good that will come out of it if it's done correctly. Good question. To be honest, I don't feel the UK really celebrate Black History Month in the way that it should. If we look at other things in society like International Women's Day or LGBT History Month, those get the prominence and the credit and the limelight it deserves. But for Black History Month, we might get TV shows, the odd thing, but actually in terms of a national celebration of being black, being excellent, being young, black and gifted, no, we don't. So it's a shame, but there's more that we can do, definitely. A big part of what I'm doing over the next couple of months leading into next year is really trying to shape business development, but also putting a strategy or a manifesto for change together, which I want to hopefully then share with people in the industry. So like the Society of London Theatre, UK Theatre, and really try and get invested interest. So the whole thing would be, my company would be leading on a lot of this work, but then we'd be sharing best practice out with the industry, just to make sure that it just isn't us doing the work, that black organisation, but it's something that can really influence and trickle out into all aspects of society as well. So that's part of what I'm hoping to get created by the end of the year, to hopefully meet with people in February, March next year, with the hope that at least we can get some hope in 2021, a hope for change, even though the world seems so bleak at the moment as well. This may sound slightly biased, but I think in terms of context and where I've been involved is when I was president of the Students' Union, we were able to get a £10,000 budget to do Black History Month. And off the back of that, I was like, let's really try and make this money stretch. So on the first day of Black History Month, we had like an African food stall outside, and we had like still bands come and play the still band to sort of like create an ambience. We gathered students and we made sure the food was accessible. The food was available for free, students didn't need to pay. And it was all around enabling everyone to experience the black culture, regardless of whether you had the money or not. It was just something, this is something we're proud of and something that everyone should be a part of. Every single day we enable or we indulge in white culture because that's all what we see around us on a daily basis. But how many times do we open our doors and open our arms to people that aren't black and who aren't minority ethnic to be like, come and experience what we experience on a daily basis? So for me, that was probably a time where I say I've seen it done well, simply because I think actually it wasn't about the theatrics, it wasn't about the drama, it was all about the ambience and actually just creating an experience which for many of us we know back home, the still bands, the music, the food, the aroma, just good feels, good vibes, good drink as well. So yeah, it was good actually. In the past, I don't think I would have necessarily always connected with Black History Month, particularly in primary school and secondary school. The heavy focus was slavery. What matters to me is people. I think I value people, I thrive with people, but seeing people be successful, I always say that if I eat, I want people I love around me to eat as well, because I think all of us have our stories. Some of our stories have come from tough times, from difficult places, but I believe that each and every one of us was created to be successful, and if me doing my work can open that door of success for someone else, who can then open that door of success for someone else, actually not start seeing that we're being blessings onto others, and it all comes from a place of faith for me as well, just understanding that I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for somebody loving me, so it enables me to have that strength to love others and be a blessing onto others as well. So that's what matters to me. What should matter to others is black excellence. Chadwick Boseman said 3 words, or actually it was a number of words, but actually the whole resonance of it was to be young, gifted and black. And actually we have so many young people who are gifted and who are black, and actually all they need is an opportunity and all they need is a break. Sometimes people have that opportunity and sometimes people have that break, and it's about maybe giving up the norms that you've traditionally had previously, where you give it to that person you know. But actually sometimes it's taking that risk and opportunity, the same risk and opportunity that sometimes people had to write that job application or to do that business plan to start a business. Sometimes it's about taking risk on others and knowing that that risk will pay off if you give them the love and attention that they deserve. So just opening that door of opportunity, that's how we see real change inside the world.